Hey folks, my name's Tim, and today I want to share with you how I transformed my life. You see, 3 years ago, I was living my life as an alcoholic and a drug addict. I was chronically depressed and I had a failing marriage. I was in a terrible situation, and I knew something had to change, that I had to transform my life somehow. But how was the question that I could not figure out the answer to. Previously when I was very young, I had even been involved in rehabilitation programs. I was familiar with AA programs, the 12-step program. I knew programs like that could put me in a situation where I would be able to get sober and clean for a while. But there was something that seemed to be lacking in them. Because I had been able to do that on my own for a period of time, maybe a month, 2 months or so. But it always seemed that I would go back, relapse in a way. And this lack of confidence was definitely an insecurity that kept me from, well, it kept me depressed in a way, you could say. And the lack of confidence definitely played out in my failing marriage, because I didn't do hardly anything about it, and eventually we separated and got divorced. So I knew I had to do something. I had to find out how. I had to find a simple answer. That was literally what I was looking for, because I knew that if I went back to like how I was when I was a kid, if I had that kind of mentality, everything would make sense. And that it just had to be a simple, easy answer to everything. That was when I met Mamoon. During this process, I was trying to get spiritual and religious, and I was at a stage where I was learning about Islam, and Mamoon happened to be both a Muslim and a transformational coach. And there was something that he said that just hit me. I was listening to this podcast of his and watching his YouTube videos, and he said something that I could only say was just pure wisdom. It was that feelings never come from anything other than thought. And at first I was like, well, duh. Of course feelings come from thought. But then I had to take a step back and I had to think, because I realized that it wasn't how I had been living my life up to that point. In fact, my mindset had been the complete opposite. For example, my marriage. I would look at the situation and, of course, be sad, put blame, and I would say that, well, because I'm now divorced, then I'm in a terrible situation. I'd blame things on the situation. I wasn't looking at it in terms of, well, the thoughts that I'm generating are causing these feelings. In terms of my depression, I quite literally was looking at it that way, of feeling the sadness of all of the negative thinking that was clouding my mind. And with the dependency, on substance, I was literally self-medicating, thinking that through the drugs and through the alcohol, those would have the power to make me happy, give me confidence, feel at peace with myself. And yet none of that had any power to change my actual state of being. It was entirely within. It was entirely my own thinking. Now, this insight, it didn't fix all of my problems overnight. In fact, my relationships were quite a mess for some time still. I had to detox from all the substance abuse. But my depression, my state of mind did change. It wasn't that I was instantly happy all the time, but it was much easier for me to remember that my feelings weren't coming from my situation or from someone, but they were simply coming from my thoughts. And that in and of itself was transformative. It was life-changing. My depression, it went from occupying all or nearly all of my cognitive thinking, my conscious thinking, to just becoming a passing thought, happy or sad. My addiction literally disappeared. I went cold turkey on it, in a way. And it literally disappeared because I had that insight that it had no power over me. That it literally did nothing to benefit my life. And with that, my confidence level just increased and increased. Again, none of this was an instantaneous process. The insight itself was. The ramifications of it, they did take some time. And that's really all that matters, because we're not always going to be in a state where we're constantly perfectly happy or present. We let our minds wander off into the past or the future, and we're not thinking about the now, what is. And when we snap back, when we remember reality, then it does become easy to transform our state from one of anxiety, one full of negativity, to one that's quite at peace with where they are, where you feel love not just for yourself, but for the world. So, 3 years later, I've gotten clean because I realized that the drugs, the alcohol, all the addictive things had no power to make me feel good or bad. I regained the confidence to go out and pursue new relationships because I was finally at a place where I was in a happy state. I was satisfied with where I was in life. Again, none of these things came overnight. In fact, I was terrible at implementing this powerful insight. But over time, things got easier and easier. And now I'm starting my own new business. I'm going to be a recovery coach and help people like me transition through these terrible times of addictions, depression, and even failing relationships. Right now, you can go to timbernicki.com and check out what I've set up. It will be growing over time. This is literally its first weekend. But you can subscribe to my email to get updates, and you can register for a breakthrough session. So in these breakthrough sessions, which I'm calling instant freedom breakthrough sessions, because that's what's going to happen once you understand the paradigm. Be an instant freedom from all the mental clutter and activity that's creating these fantasies, which we perceive as reality, but in reality aren't. So in these breakthrough sessions, the instant freedom, you're going to learn how to effortlessly achieve a peaceful and successful recovery from whatever it is that you're dealing with. You're going to discover how to transcend all of the things that have been holding you back, all these problems, whatever it is in life. You can transcend that. You have that power within you right now. And you're going to learn the secret to understanding your own psyche. And that's probably one of the coolest things, because when you know yourself, you can do anything, quite literally. So, you can go to my website, timbernicki.com. You can subscribe to the newsletter to get updates about this, other programs I'm going to be putting out later in the year, and yeah, of course, to register for the Instant Freedom Breakthrough Session. I want to thank you for watching this video. 3 years ago, I was at a place where I really didn't know whether I wanted to live or die, or really what exactly I wanted. But even then, all of the power to transform my life was with me right at that moment, to make me who I am now and who I'll be in the future. And I guarantee you, all of that transformative energy, it's with you right now. So thank you for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, check out timbernicki.com, and I hope you have a wonderful, peaceful, blessed day.